Hi guys. You know what? I thought I'd jump on really quick while I'm eating my lunch. Pumpkin and some noodles and veggies. You know what? I often hear this topic right down to, on 3 occasions today, Tina, how long is too long when waiting for somebody to commit to you in a relationship? Hi, Camille. Hi, Gardner. Graphics. Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening? What's happening? I'm just wasting time, guys, to my next client. And I pulled over. It's pouring rain. And those of you in Bermuda know it's pouring rain. So I'm pulled over to eat lunch. And I thought about this conversation I've been having for a while. But today, I've had it a few times with people. And the topic is, how do I know it's time to move on? Like, why is it that guys in particular tend to, hi Britt, why is it that guys in particular string us along? How do I know when it's too much? It's too much time. How do I know when it's time to move on? How do I know that, he doesn't want to commit? Well, I'll say this. Let me start with what I say to everybody. And pumpkin. I'm eating pumpkin. Pumpkin and noodles. That's what I'm eating. The first thing I always say in anybody's relationship is this. You already have the answer. You already know if this relationship is what you want and need. I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes people say, well, I put my all, I done everything and everything that was supposed to be done so I can make this relationship work. Are you doing it by yourself? Because if somebody's really interested in you and really want a relationship with you, against all laws, they'll do whatever it takes. Firstly, let me stop there. They'll do whatever it takes. And if you're doing all you're doing, if you're constantly talking and telling this person, I need this, or what are we doing and how are we doing it, that's a telltale sign right there that this person's not looking to commit. And it doesn't mean this person don't care about you. It doesn't mean this person don't love you. It does. Hi, Malvina. I'm on lunch, girl. Wasting time. In the rain in my car. It doesn't mean that this relationship's not going to ever work. What it means is that you need to see it for what it really is. And stop wasting time on, you know what we fall in love with as more women than men. We fall in love with the idea of what it can look like if only he or if only they. This is what it can look like. Well, stop doing the projection. Yes, we know if we save $20 a week, what we can have at the end of the month and at the end of the year, that's something we can control. More so if you're working and you got money to save, right? But when it comes to these relationships and the people not giving you what you want, how you want it, up front, and making every excuse. One of the running themes is, I was married for all this period of time, or I was in a committed relationship, or this happened to me in my past. So even though it's been 2 years or 10 years I've been dating you or proposed to you, I'm just not ready. Well, you can't beat somebody up over something they're not ready to do. But you can do something about it. It's either you stay in that relationship and stop grumbling about it and accept it for as it is, or you make a decision and say, this is not what I want. This is not how I want. And I think I deserve better. And I've put so much into this relationship. I feel like you should be able to pour into me. Not to mention, you have probably already been in a relationship that failed, was horrible, and had all sorts of experiences. But you're also putting yourself out there. You've put yourself out there to trust. And the other thing is, this living together thing, it don't work. We know a lot of millennials are doing it because it seems like the style, like bell bottoms back in the day. Let me do it because everybody else is doing it. If you give yourself to any man or woman in the way in which you are expected to as a husband or wife, and then they don't propose or they don't marry you, why? Tell me, why do they have to? There's not a thing wrong if you spend a weekend. There's not a thing wrong if you say, we're going to take a trip. But when you put yourself out there and you're giving away all your goods as you would as a wife or husband, what for? I mean, think about it. It's like taking a job. You take on a job. Sorry, guys, I need to ear before I blow up. It's like taking on a job, right? And you say, I just want to volunteer. That's all. And then you get into the job and you volunteer for about 2 years. And you're saying to yourself, wow. And they tell you beforehand, we don't have any money to pay you. But your expectation is if they see how well of a job I do, they'll find the money. And they tell you time and time again, we don't have any money to pay you. We don't have any money to pay you. Well, I'm just going to stay with the hope that you see how well, and they tell you how well you are as a volunteer. And if we only had the money, we'll pay you. And you stay time and time again. Yeah? You get me? So, they don't have any money to pay you? They've told you from day one. But you signed up and you stayed. And you kept putting the best foot forward. You kept giving them the best service available. They still 5 years in and don't have any money to pay you. Well, that's what you're doing in these relationships, okay? That's what you're doing. They tell you up front, I can't do it. But you're hoping you could live in or cook them or be nice or do for them. Do for the children. You're hoping all of that is going to force them into marrying you or committing to you. And the one thing I know to be true is that if you're with somebody full-time, living with them, and he hasn't popped that question in 6 months or a year, please, it's not going to happen. And yes, sometimes we look and say, well, they can't afford it. We know they can't. Well, more for you. What you do it for? So I just want to jump on. I've had this conversation 3 times today, and I could talk just like this with the people I've had it with. So I figure I'll come on and just be frank. More for you. What are you expecting? I have been privileged to have grandparents, family members, a mom that's very straight up. Don't shoot no breeze with you. My mom will always say, this is the deal. You take it or you leave it. My grandmothers, take it or leave it. My dad is even like that, right? My aunt is. It's just, that's how I was raised. So, I'm coming to you saying, babe, what are you expecting? Tomorrow's Friday. I guarantee you, one of you's going to go and say, meet me here, let's do dinner. Oh, I got you something to wear. Or guess what I did for your children? I bought this. Invite them too. Or, oh, I got you. I know you love this. We're taking a trip. Oh, I know. What, So, I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. That's just the bottom line. It should be reciprocated. If you're in a relationship and they care for you as well, it should be going back and forth like a ping pong. It should be like you're at a ping pong table going back and forth. Oh, you take this, you take this. I love you too. Yeah? Yeah, what's the question, Garden Graphics? Ask. Make sure it makes sense, because I hope you're typing Garden Graphics. Yeah, I'm saying to myself, I even know friends, people living this playing house. As the old timers would say, you're playing house. You're doing the same thing. It's insanity. It's like you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And some of you, it's a different guy or a different girl, but you're doing the same thing. Come on, you're valued so much. You are valued at so much more. But the reality is, I often say this: if you don't know your value, neither do I. I know my value. You understand? If you take on a job and you know you have the potential of being a manager, and you go in as a level entry, and they don't promote you, you're there for 10, 15 years, you could do one or two things. Stay and complain, and that's boring. Or look for another job. What? I mean, I'm not laughing. What should a man do? Then I'm assuming this is your girlfriend, or wife. What should a man do when she gets hit by her girlfriend? Yes, self-worth, Melvin. When she gets hit by her girlfriend in the face during an argument. Are you talking about a couple, two women? Or are you talking about you with a girlfriend? Or are you talking about a man and a woman and a girl on your side slaps her face? Clarify that for me. Because the initial response is slap her back. But let me just be professional here now. It's my lunch hour. I can say what I like. Tell me what you mean. Oh. Right, and there's a whole picture behind that, right? Because if I'm with my husband or boyfriend and I'm thinking my ace girl comes around or shows up or whatever, and we start arguing and she slaps my face, what should my partner do? Well, did you break it up? Or did you just down decide because you knew the whole picture and you're probably thinking she deserved it? I don't know. If you're dating and there's a whole lot of kerfuffle already, oh, you better run. Because even to have a girlfriend that has the nerve or the courage or the disrespect to slap your face in front of your boyfriend, that's questionable. So you better think about that right now. Out the gate. Think about if this is what you want to deal with. Or have a conversation with her as to why would her girlfriend think it's okay to slap her face in your presence. And why are they arguing? What is that about? How else? Could you just tell me the age? Because what happens if you have a friend like me that's got quick reflexes? So, you know, you gotta think, people can't just be doing stuff like that. And they're not friends. Your friend slapping your face in front of your boyfriend. Oh my goodness. But I know it's a bigger picture, but the bigger picture, all jokes aside, that's a conversation that has to be had, which I'm sure you have. What led to that? What led to that situation where your girlfriend's friend thought it was okay to slap her face in front of you? Slap her face, period. What led to that? And how close are they? How long have they been friends? And are they any friends? There's just so many things. See, I could say it's so many things we have to think about. Right? But you would know better than me. And you already know the answer. So, trust yourself. These are going to be my lunchtime chronicles in between clients. Lunchtime chronicles, and I come to you as Tina. No, just take the formal aspect out of it. I couldn't imagine that. My friend slapping my face in front of my husband or boyfriend. That probably be the last time she even called me a friend, because I certainly wouldn't be calling her one. You know what I mean? The other thing I want to say to you is this, you know, even on the replay, drop whatever comment you feel goes with this. It's oftentimes, you know, we find ourselves in these relationships, and then if we're a certain age, like in our 40s and 50s and up, we feel like, oh my goodness, I have to stay in this relationship. I'm getting too old. I'm going to be lonely. I've already committed. I've told everybody his or she is amazing catch. So now I walk away out of the relationship. Good for you. So my point is, there are so many factors that surround that. You would know them better than I do. But like I tell you out the gate, take it for what it is and deal with it. And so if this is your way of taking it for what it is and dealing with it by walking away, do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, whether you walk away today or next year, the same situation might come about, right? And so why wait? I also, like Maya Angelou, when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. And many of us haven't over the years. Oh, we just give them a chance. Oh, they said they're sorry. Oh, they said they're not going to do it again. Oh, they said it was alcohol. They said it was... Oh, we have every excuse in the book. But the reality is, we know the truth, right? So even if you're over 40, 50, and 60, looking for new relationships or in new relationships, I don't care what age you're at. There is no way you should be tolerating anything that feels uncomfortable. Yes, your peace and your sanity is more important. And that's key. I don't care if people say, oh my goodness, they look like a good catch. Oh my goodness, you should be settled by now. Oh, at this age, who's going to want you? They say all of that. Guess what? You have to want you first. You have to be at peace with yourself first. And most of you, not you who's probably on her, because, you know, but most of us, people, we settle because we don't even know what we want in these relationships. You know, we point out, oh, I want somebody, he has to be working, has got to be divorced or separate or single, no children. That's it. Or he should have his own home. Or if he doesn't, I don't mind helping him because I'm positioned in life that I can help him. I just need a companion. And then when that's all you get, what happens? I've been doing this for 8 years. And you know how many times I've had calls and I say, well, I've had a client long enough, they know me. And anybody come back on the replay, you know this is me. And this is who I'm showing up as, me, right? Listen to me. How many times, you know, come on you guys. How many times we gonna do this? You get me? It doesn't matter what age. As my bishop will say, your age is not your cage. Shouldn't be a cage, right? For you to think that you can't do no more. If you, no matter what age you're at, if you don't know what you want in a relationship, if you don't know what you want to bring to a relationship, if you don't even know who you are as an individual, my suggestion to you would be, take time to find out. There's no time limit. Some people say, I've been single for a year. Oh my goodness, I've been single for 3 years. Do you have it together yet? Because now you're showing up in somebody else's life. So all of who you are or not is showing up in somebody's life. All of your previous experiences, all the good, bad, and the other is showing up in somebody else's life. You're tanked in somebody else's life now, right? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a workable situation? Those are the things you have to think about. Don't just think we have to be in relationships. We don't. It's healthy. God said husband and wife. You know, I mean, listen. The other thing is, you get what you ask for. Yes, I'm all about forgiveness. I'm all about giving people second and third chances. But there are some things you know up front. If this is going to be a second, third, or fourth instance where you have to say, okay, I forgive you. I will give you another chance. I don't care how handsome or beautiful she is, what type of body they have, what type of job they have, how great they are or appear to be in the bedroom. If they don't have it up here, if you're not connected up here, forget it. If they're not on the same path as you, you know, you hear a lot of people say, well, I'm Christian. I want somebody, you know, I want a Christian like me. And then you end up dating somebody that's far from it. And I'm not saying that you can't be the person, person to lead that guy or girl to Christ. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm not at all. But what I also am saying is that you're not there to babysit. So stop trying to think you're going to be somebody's mommy and guide them to this relationship. It's not going to happen. It's not. People do what, as adults, we do what we want to do. You can make a suggestion, but guess what? At the end of the day, we are going to do what we want to do. And sometimes you have to allow somebody to do what they feels best. That could be a determining factor as to how serious they are in this relationship. But sometimes we don't want to give people the chance to mess up again and again. So we jump in and be the mother. Come on. And well, who's nurturing you? Anyway. I thought this would be a good opportunity to just talk about some of the topics I have to talk about daily before I hang out. Guess what? You already know if this relationship feels right or it doesn't. And you don't need anybody to tell you. But if you do, I'm here. But you already know. So you don't need to ask 10, 15 more people. You don't need to ask all your friends and your family and everybody that you asked 10 times. You already know it's not it. Put on a blindfold. I said this, right? Put on a blindfold. You really want to know what somebody means to you or you mean to somebody? Put on a blindfold and let this person guide you for a week. Try it. I guarantee most of you will be right where you started when you put the blindfold on. Square one. So, as I finish up, what time is it? As I finish up this little lunch vent, because I'm so tired of it. I mean, I'm just so tired. I'm tired of people saying, Tina, he really does. He means well. She means well. You know, she had a hard time when she was growing up. He had a hard time when she was growing up. None of us had it easy. Especially if you're of our culture, our race. We all have to work for what we need. We all have some form of trauma. Everybody on this earth, leaving out the culture, everybody has some form of trauma. Well, it's your responsibility, like all of us, to go get help. They have therapists, they have psychologists. Go and get help. And stop keep making everybody else feel like they're going to look after your traumas. If you really love that person, go get some help. And there are so many men maskers out there now, but there are so many men that don't get help. And it's always a pointing the finger. Stop pointing. I say, when you keep pointing the finger, you're the problem. So stop pointing your finger. But go get help. Stop showing up in these people's lives and bringing all of your family's trauma. Because more than likely, if you grew up with trauma, you're carrying your mama and your daddy and your cousins and your great granny and your great uncle and you're carrying everybody's trauma. Now you're bringing all your trauma in their life. That's too much work. Let's go get help so that we can offload this trauma we're supposed to be over there. And then when we show up to these relationships, our space of safety and peace. Nobody wants to be riled up every time. Nobody wants to be arguing all the time. And if you do, it's unhealthy. You know? It's unhealthy. Guess what, you guys? My battery's dying. So, go back and listen to... Oh, got my glove. Go back and listen to the replay. I just want to say it. Stop it. And all you friends and cord and stupidness. Oh, his too. It's just fun. His fun. Oh, don't worry about her. He's got a wife. Oh, don't worry about her. You're better than her. Stop that too. Oh, he cares about me more. He's just married to her. Well, divorce her. Divorce him. If you're so great, why haven't they divorced? Oh, I know. Let me tell you why. They're in property, they're in business, they have children, they don't want to hurt your children, they want to wait till your children come out of college. Or he's just sick. He wants to make sure she's back. Oh, well, if he does that, he's going to have to pay so much, it's going to lose so much. So he's happy as it is. Well, any human being wants to feel special. And if you are somebody's sidekick, and not to mention, oh, he ain't sleeping with his wife. She ain't sleeping with her husband. I don't know what to tell. What is this world coming to? Really? You think it's not? If they're in that house together, they're in that bed together, whether they like each other or not, and as you know, man could just do anything with anybody if you let him. And if she still loves her husband, what do you think's taking place? Huh? Yeah? That's his habit. That's a norm for him. So if you believe that he ain't doing all these things, more for you, and then what happens? Because I can tell you, 8 years of doing this work. Then what happens? Tina, he said he ain't left her yet. I can't take it no more. Oh, I tell you that from the beginning. I always say, leave people's husbands alone and wives. Leave them alone. If you're trying to break somebody's marriage up, or you're seen and spending all this time somebody's husband or wife, stop that. Just stop it. You are amazing. You deserve to feel valued and number one. And you know what I mean? It's one thing when you don't know your husband or wife's having an affair. You don't know, but they still treat you golden. It's another, none of it's right, but it's another when you know that somebody's got a husband or wife and you're rolling up, paying for this, buying this, taking trip. Stop. You're worthy of more. But then they say, oh, I'm already married, been divorced. I don't want that type of situation. I just want them when I want them. What the? No. So that's my take. You can take it or eat it, and don't leave no stupid comment, because I'll come back on it. And my comeback is bye. Hi, mama. I should be talking to you now. I'm hearing this rain girl eating my lunch, taking a break, and telling everybody stop the ignorance. How you would tell me, stop your ignorance, or this I having all these relationships and none of them going nowhere. Just stop it, you know. Or calling people husband and wives, and they ain't even took you to nobody's altar. You ain't even been to an altar. Here's my husband, here's my wife. Stop all that foolishness. You know you didn't say I do. Stop calling. That's just so childish. All this type of talk is just so childish, you guys. Man. And then we wonder why we're living like we're still in high school. Because we're all operating childishly. Let's just stop it. Value your life and time. Because if you don't, who will? And when you show up in relationships, stop showing up in relationships as one. Yes, my husband and I as one. That means so many things. But I'm also individual, so is he. It's okay sometimes if you have a dream or want to do something outside of... God calls us all as individuals. We are unique beings. So he calls us all with certain gifts. He calls us as individuals. Even though you're married. To do certain things. But you find some couples everywhere they go, oh, I can't go, my husband, my wife's not here. Oh, what this, we do that. Oh my gosh. Spend time with your family, you know. Spend time with this. I'm talking about intimate, like your parents, your children. For me, grandchildren too. You know, there's things, the people that matter to you. All this other stuff, it's just a lot of waste of time. And then all of you that out there, that in these relationships, and you can't even get around your friends and family because they don't allow it. That's wrong. All unhealthy. So today, I've just given you a lot of what's and shouldn't be during my lunch break. Just stop it. You already know that the relationship you're in, you already know if it is or it isn't it. Nobody needs to tell you. Everybody's told you already. And you know what? Just because you love somebody, or you think you love them, because some of us don't even know what love is. Because you're loving somebody more than you love yourself. Now, when you're loving somebody more than you love yourself, that's a big problem, because you really don't even love them. It's just a habit. Yeah? So, if you could put all this into somebody else and they're breaking you up, they're hurting you, they're destroying you, my suggestion is to find that therapist or that counselor or that psychologist, somebody, or that ear. Because you deserve to love you first. Because when we love self first, there are things we do not tolerate. There are things we would never accept. Because I always say, do unto others as you had them do unto you. What you put in you should get out. Might be different, but what you put in you should get out. If you're investing in somebody's life and you're doing all this chasing, and you know, when you're chasing, it's like relay. You're running and you're trying to catch somebody up. That's what you're doing. You're trying to catch this person up so they can realize, hold up, we can be okay. That's not how it's supposed to be. You should be running around in circles chasing each other. Like, what in the world? Okay, guys. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. I'll do this again sometimes when, you know, when I just feel like letting it out. Because, oh, my goodness. The stuff that I have to keep in my head, leaving out all the other stuff, right? But I just think every now and again we need to be told, stop your ignorance. Stop it. You know better. Stop treating people like crap too. Stop it. Stop lying on people. Stop acting like you're their friend. Stop acting like you love, and you really don't. Snake in the grass. Stop. So much of that. Goodness, but then that goes with, do you love yourself? Are you happy with who you are? Because when you operate like that, you aren't happy. You're very unhappy. So stop surrounding yourself, the other thing, with people that's not happy. We can't fix everybody. We always want to fix somebody. We can't. You can't fix everybody. You get me? All right, guys. It was nice spending time with you. I'll do this again. Next time I'll plan it. Maybe not. That's incorrect. But you know what? Mondays I do plan it. The Balanced Woman. So if you want to join me at 12:15 AST every Monday, we'll be talking about the Balanced Woman and what that really looks like. What does a balanced woman really look like? Now I come from a total different perspective on Mondays. So today is the day I can do what I like, right? But Mondays is more controlled, and I have a topic. So go back. You can go back and check the first two if you like. Okay, guys? I'll call you in a minute, Mom. Oh my goodness, thanks for joining. I'm just about to hang up. Go back and listen to the replay. And I knew it's a lot of jams. I dropped a lot of jams today. You got the raw me. Okay, guys? All right, let me finish my lunch, and I'll talk to you all next time. Thanks for joining me.